Hey, and welcome back to our podcast, My Sister's TBR. I'm Stacy.
And I'm Rebecca. We're two sisters co-hosting a bookish podcast where we'll be talking about our past, current, and future reads.
And trying to keep everybody up to date on the book world.
Mm-hmm. So this episode, we'll be talking about our month's reads and their ratings.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, spoiler-free.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then also discussing our featured read for the month,
which was Never Never by Colleen Hoover and Tarryn Fisher.
Mm-hmm. So if anybody is new here and not familiar with our featured reads, basically each month we'll pick a book that we will discuss in our end of month episode without any spoilers. Mm-hmm. But then at the end of the episode, we'll discuss with loads of spoilers.
Yes.
But we will give you lots of notice to get out of the episode so we don't ruin a book for you.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, you have like 4 weeks to read it, so
yeah, exactly. So it's
no excuses.
Yeah. Join us in the fun. Why not? And I mean, if you have no intention of reading the book,
yeah, then
you can stick around and listen to us make fools out of ourselves. Why not?
99% of our episodes.
True.
Mm-hmm. So, to start out, let's talk about our reads this month.
Okay.
It wasn't a very good month for either of us, I don't think.
No.
We've been very preoccupied this month.
I can't focus on more than like 1 or 2 things at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, you've got quite the life change coming up.
Yeah, I'm just moving 9,000 kilometers away.
But that's it.
It's no big deal.
I will walk 9,000 kilometers.
So basically, our next 12 episodes are going to be a little bit different.
Yeah.
As we try and do the virtual remote recording.
Yeah.
For our podcast episodes. So
it's going to be different. I think it's going to have a different feel because, as you all know by now, we are literally just sat on a couch talking to each other, and we just happen to record it for you guys.
Yeah. You're just here along for the ride.
So this is going to be different because we're not going to have that same setting for 12 episodes.
That's going to be really weird.
Yeah.
So bear with us. The first couple may be very wonky.
Mm-hmm. I'd say there's going to be some difficulties.
Yeah.
With technology.
But we'll figure it out. We're going to try and deliver good episodes to you guys.
Yeah.
Good quality.
It'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. It's fine.
It's okay.
I feel like Ross when he starts making martinis. I'm fine. I'm fine. It's fine.
It is fine.
Yeah. So that is my one thing that I have been focusing on.
Yeah, but it's a big thing. It's occupying a lot of your brains.
Yeah. Stress.
Mine is just work.
Yeah. Hey, it's busy time.
It is a busy time.
Mm-hmm.
Tax season, yay.
So, let's escape from our reality here.
Lovely.
Woo! Great coping mechanisms. All right. What was the first thing you read for this month?
Oh, okay. First thing I read was Tide by Carian Cole. This is, it's a series. I don't know how many books because I haven't done like a deep dive on it or anything, but it's book 2 of All Torn Up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I read these 2 back in 2017, I think it was. So this was a reread for me.
So that's long enough to forget.
Oh, I definitely forgot. I started this book and I'm like, this is like vaguely familiar. And then I
read this.
Looked into it, and I read it in 2017.
Okay.
It's a romance. It is listed as like a dark romance, but given some of what I've read over the last couple years, I wouldn't classify this as like a dark romance.
You're kind of like...
This is like baby level.
You're used to it now.
Yeah.
You're desensitized.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 428 pages, and I rated it 3 stars. First time I read it, I think it was more of like a 4-star rating, but
I've read more picky now.
Yeah, I've read some really great books since, so I'm lowering it to a 3.
Yep.
Tide follows a story of Holly and Tyler, both having traumatic pasts, find themselves tied to each other. Holly was kidnapped at the age of 5 and rescued by Tyler 11 years later.
Wow.
He found her in a hole out in the woods.
That is literally terrifying.
Yeah, yeah. Um, he's a recluse. He's like tortured by his own past. He's living a solitary life, so he's out living in these woods. He's got a pretty decent little house,
Cute.
and yeah, so he comes across her, and she keeps since I mean she was 5 years old when he literally took her off the street. She had a backpack with all these like fairy tale stories.
Did Tyler kidnap her and put her in the hole?
No, no, no.
A different person.
Yeah, this is a different
Okay.
man. Yeah.
The way that you worded that just then, I was like, wait,
sorry.
hold on. Okay.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah, so this man, he took Holly straight off the street.
Jeez.
Yep, just up, gone. She had a backpack with all these like fairy tale storybooks in it, and so that's what she's had as comfort for these 11 years is reading these fairy tale stories. So when Tyler rescues her from the hole, she's like, this is my prince. Like in every
literally
story there's a prince that saves the princess. So she held on to that. She's trying to like reconnect into her family because I mean for 11 years they thought that they done searching. They've spent years and years thinking that she's still out there. They need to find her. But I mean eventually you get to a point that even like the authorities are telling you there's no chance that she's still alive. There's
they had to have closure.
So so she feels now that she's been replaced, that this isn't her family anymore. Like it just it just doesn't feel right. So anyways, her and Tyler really start to connect because given his past, he was in a bad accident, he was like disfigured and etc etc. There's more. I don't really want to spoil it for anybody, but so he's living out in the trees and she likes that solitary life,
I bet.
Right?
I mean, she's so used to being
oddly enough, this is kind of like a Grumpy versus Sunshine sort of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Who's the Sunshine in this situation?
Kind of Holly. Like, it's not your normal Sunshine. I don't mean that. She's almost the golden retriever.
Okay.
Right? Like she.
Yep. So she didn't lose her personality during all of that trauma.
Well, can't really say that either. But just read it.
Okay.
I recommend reading it.
Noted.
But yeah, so she likes the life that Tyler has, the solitary. So she tends to stick around Tyler. And anyways,
that's her comfort.
Yeah.
Yep.
The book was gut wrenching, obviously, given the nature of what it's about. You get some pretty bad visuals, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like a big 5-star read or anything, but it was really good, and the characters did stick with me. And it is, like I said, part of that series, but each novel is standalone, so you don't have to read the other ones. Yeah. The first book was about Torn, and that is sort of like an age gap, father's best friend story there. So that's another, so that's another one that you might want to check out.
Yep.
But yeah, 3 stars for that one.
Okay.
It was a good one.
No, that sounds really good, actually.
Yeah. What was your next read?
So, yeah, this has not been a good month for me. But my first read for this month was The Fae Princes by Nikki St. Crowe. That is the 4th book in the Vicious Lost Boys series. We've talked about this for so many episodes now. It's the Peter Pan.
So good.
Yes, it's the Peter Pan retelling series. Fantasy romance, 226 pages. I'm not going to go over the plot again because I feel like we've talked that to death. But it's just Peter Pan retelling.
A dark Peter Pan retelling.
Yes. For adults.
Yeah.
Not for your kids. Do not read them to this during their bedtime stories. I rated it a 5.
Yeah. I rated it a 5 too. It was so good.
Oh, good Lord. Yep. I'm obsessed with that series and I wish that it didn't end.
Yeah, because this one was the final book.
She only just released that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Back in March, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But she did say in the acknowledgements, I think, that this was the end of the story for Wendy and the boys.
But now she's releasing a different perspective book from Rock's perspective.
Yes. We can dig that.
We like the morally gray characters.
Yeah, even if it's a little darker.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one's going to be interesting too because it's a MMF book. Most that I've read is MFM,
Mm-hmm.
which is male, female, man. So MMF is all sorts of different because we're going to get some rock and hook action.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's
Because
going to be interesting.
that was hinted in one of, I think it was the last book. Not the Fae Princes, but the one before, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of tension there between rock and hook, which is pretty cool.
And then especially with the ending of the Fae Princes, that it was full on. I wasn't expecting it.
No.
He said the things that he said, and I was like, oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay, sir. 5 stars all around.
Yeah.
That whole series, 5 stars.
She really can't do wrong, I don't think.
No. You said that she also has a vampire series, right?
Oh, yes, she does. Yeah. So I think we need to
That'll be my
do
next
a
one.
a big old delve on Nikki St. Crowe.
Did you see the new covers that she released for that series?
I did.
You did? They're so pretty.
Yeah, they really are. Yeah, because they were, well, they are. I mean,
they still are,
yeah.
but not as noticeable.
Yeah, like the black and white, like grungy look of like their faces.
Mm-hmm.
But now, isn't it just skulls?
Yeah, right now it's just a black and white, like it's just the skull.
Mm-hmm.
A little tiny bit of their face you can see
okay.
off to like the left, I think it is.
Yeah.
But now the covers are like there's wings
and flowers.
Yeah. But it's still the skull, but not
That's
as
so cool.
prominent.
So it just looks prettier.
It's so pretty.
It's a really neat like visual representation of Wendy and the 4.
I want that as a trophy on my shelf. The 4 of them.
As a trophy?
Yeah.
What?
Trophy. The books.
I don't. Why do you call it a trophy?
I don't know. I've always called them trophies.
What?
Like, okay, when you buy a book on your Kindle,
yeah,
what do you call it when you like buy them again?
The book,
physical copy. I call it a trophy. I don't know why.
I've never heard that.
Any book that I rebuy the physical copy from my Kindle, I'm like, that's a trophy right there. Yeah, okay, I read that.
Okay, I understand.
I read that, bitch.
I understand, but
I did that
book.
Okay, anyway.
Okay, interesting.
Okay, well, I want those books on my shelf. Okay, what was your next read?
Oh, my next read. Oh, it was not a good one.
Oh, no.
I talked about it last episode. Mine to Ben by Aurelia Knight.
Mm-hmm.
It's number 1 of Stolen Obsessions books. And I don't know what the others are, and I don't care to look them up.
Oh, dear. Here we go.
It's a dark romance, and I think she could literally just drop the romance.
Just dark.
Yeah, it's just dark.
Oh, dear.
I only rated it a 2, but it maybe it should only be a 1 because honestly, but think about it, like I really wanted to DNF this book like the whole time I was reading it.
I'm surprised you didn't.
Yeah. Mama didn't raise no quitter.
Yeah. Oh,
so
God.
I had to keep reading it. It was only 268 pages.
Yeah, you may as well.
I could suffer through. That needs to be a 1. I'm going to change that to a 1.
You're going to
I'm so sorry, but
Hey, it wasn't your cup of tea.
I know, but even though it wasn't my cup of tea, like I hate like
bashing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially like people kind of listen to our suggestions here.
I don't know because I've been saying that it's a bad book, and I've already seen 2 people on my Goodreads friends account put it as to read. Don't do it.
Okay. You know what? I mean, learn for yourselves.
Okay, honestly, like, yes, read it. Go for it. Like, I would still like to talk to you about it.
Yeah. Still like to see their rating on their Goodreads account.
So, this book, in a loveless marriage, Seraphina hauls her husband Tim to couples counseling. Shane is their therapist, and immediately upon seeing Sarah, he knows that she belongs to him. Very possessive. And will literally do whatever it takes to make her his.
See,
so that to me sounds like, oh, like that's my cup of tea.
I was literally just about to say that. See, me hearing that, I'm like,
possessiveness is A-okay in my book.
Yep. I like that.
But it's just so messed up. There was Like, I'm all for, like, we've talked about the morally gray characters, but this guy there was no green flags. It was just all red.
Yes, you need a balance.
Yeah, you definitely need a balance. Yeah. He was stalkery, and not to mention, I can't even say it because it's a big ass spoiler. But there's other things that he does that's very, very bad.
Can you say it and we cut it out? Because I want to know. Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the frig? Okay, that's okay.
Right? It's overkill. It didn't need to happen.
Anyway.
Yep. I'm all for the dark romances. I'm all for, like, the stalker thing. I mean, I read and enjoyed Haunting Adeline.
Yep.
You know, like, I have read some dark shit.
You've been there.
Yes. But this was just over the top.
And
like I said,
done.
No. And like I said, no green flags to him whatsoever. Other than that, it felt poorly written. Like, things were rushed. I mean, the book needed more pages, maybe. In Sarah's point of view, everything is repetitive. Like, she's just whiny, and just stuff is just, like, there's no character progression whatsoever. And it was just, like, at one point through it, just all of a sudden she's like, oh, I love this man. Right?
Her
like,
stalker?
Yeah, like,
ugh.
It's just,
okay.
Ugh.
Yeah. Well, we will leave it with the 1 star.
Yeah. What was your next one?
My next one was just our featured read, but I'm still reading A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas.
Oh, it's my favorite. Where are you to?
So, Feyre is in the Night Court.
Okay.
And I know that this says more about me. I know I'm the problem, but I have loved Rhys since he showed up at the Spring Court.
I don't think you're the problem, because I think Sarah is just that good at writing morally gray characters. Yeah. Because
I love him.
Anybody who says that they don't like Rhys is just, there's just no way.
Yeah. Like, the way that she describes him, I like him more than Tamlin. Sorry. I said it. But then again, there's still a couple more books. I'm going to change my mind again. I really liked Tamlin at the beginning, too.
Yeah.
So, I just like jumping around.
Only time will tell.
Yeah.
My favorite is Cass. Since the get-go. Like, since he was introduced, I mean.
I'm going to meet him soon.
Yeah. You are.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much. But yeah. So that's just obviously not read, but I just want to talk about that. Because I am obsessed now.
We need to actually talk about it and be able to talk about spoilers.
We need, when we're done the full series, me, you, and Ilsa.
Yep.
We're going to have a full Aquitar episode.
Yep.
Whoever doesn't want to listen, just don't tune in that week.
Yep. I mean, we could upload it as a completely bonus.
True.
Additional.
Because, oh my gosh.
I know there's so much we could talk about.
Okay. All right. So, anyway, back on track. So, our featured read for this month was Never Never by Colleen Hoover and Tarryn Fisher. This had a lot of back and forth reviews.
Oh, yeah.
They were 1 stars, 2 stars, some 5 stars.
Yeah. I think I read some out on our last episode, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, of, like, some people saying that, like, what was one of the reviews said? The title should be taken as a warning. Never pick this up. Like, that's harsh.
It's funny, but it's harsh. Yeah, like, I wouldn't go that far.
No.
So the genre was YA romance.
Just different for us.
Yeah.
Lately, anyways.
Yeah, we like our dark lately. I rated it like, I put in 3.
Put in 4.
I can see why. The ending.
You just have to omit the epilogue from your memory. Just that didn't exist. Just forget it.
It's so hard to do it. I wish I could, because, like, the ending was so unnecessary.
Yeah.
If they explained it a little bit differently,
maybe. I think
just don't have it end the way that it did.
I think the biggest issue with this book and why it's been getting so many bad reviews is because they're marketing it towards Colleen Hoover's fan base.
Mm-hmm.
And you shouldn't do that because Colleen Hoover's fan base is contemporary romance.
Yeah,
new adult romance. Not this sci-fi mystery novella.
That is so true.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah. So I think if they just marketed it as sci-fi, it would have gone over better, I think.
Which, like, we enjoyed the book.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I still rated it 4 stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was still so good.
Maybe we should tell them what the book was about.
Oh. Hey, we're getting ahead of ourselves here. Okay. So, originally, this was actually a series. A 3-book series.
Right.
But they just put it into the one when they re-released, like, with the new cover. Which explains because the book is split up into, like, 3 parts.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So, basically, Never Never is a story of 2 lovers who suddenly become strangers and try to figure out why and how this happened. The story follows a teenage girl named Charlie and her boyfriend Silas. The childhood friends turned lovers since they were 14 years old.
That's so cute.
So, like, that's a lot of years to just lose.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they completely lost all their memories.
I mean, true. Yeah, even who they were.
Yeah.
It's such an interesting take.
Yeah. I was, like, trying to figure that out the whole book. And it just kept me turning the page.
Yeah, I couldn't stop. Oh my gosh. Like, and that's the thing, like, with Colleen, even though this was different for Colleen, her writing was still, like, you still eat it up.
Yeah.
It's so easy to read her.
I know it was co-wrote her and Tarryn Fisher.
Yeah, and
you couldn't tell the difference?
Nope.
No, me neither. So, I have no idea what was Colleen and what was Tarryn.
Yeah, and so, like, that makes me want to read more of Tarryn's books.
For sure.
Right? Because, like, I love Colleen. You love Colleen. Yeah.
We all love Colleen.
We all love Colleen. Not all of us.
No.
So let's just go back to this being originally a 3-book series. Can you imagine reading the first book, the first part, as they were releasing the books?
No, thank you.
Okay, the end of part 1. Holy crap.
You went through like a roller coaster.
Yeah. So I went from, I want to say, the second last page or like a couple pages before it got to the end of this.
It was literally just a couple pages.
It was just a couple pages, because it was the beginning of this scene where it like turns. Yeah, I cringed so hard, and I could have put it down. I was so close to doing it, but if it didn't take such a big turn as it did, I think I would have just left it. Yeah.
See, I didn't get that. I didn't get that cringe. Like, I don't know, to me, like, it was such a mystery, and I guess maybe because I read sci-fi that it didn't really strike me as, and also in part I went into this with that expectation of it being weird and unique, so I was like, okay, this is going to be, like a puzzle.
That's true.
So I didn't really get that whole like cringy, like, oh man, this book is so weird sort of feel.
I don't know why it hit me so hard. Like, I was literally sat there in my bed, like my face just screwed up. I was like,
no, you sent me the picture of it.
I could not wipe that. I couldn't, like,
you need to iron out your forehead because
yes. I was just like, as soon as he started reading that letter, I was like, this is stupid. Why? Like, no, why is this doing this?
Could it be because you were in that mindset of it being Colleen Hoover and it not being like her other books?
Yes, 100%. Because with Colleen, I'm so used to her being, like you said, romance.
Yeah.
She's very, obviously, everything is fiction, but it's very realistic.
Yeah.
All of her books. You fall in love. You fall out of love. A heartbreaking event happens. Like, it's all things that could happen in somebody's life.
And her books follow, like, the same recipe, we'll say.
True.
Right? So this one was definitely way left field.
Yeah, completely. And I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting, like, something else to be involved. I won't say it because I know what.
Not till the end of episode.
Yeah. But, I don't know. But now, the end of part 1, obviously, it.
Oh man, yeah, like within seconds, it was. I can't put it down.
Yep, my cringe went away. It just walked out the door.
Yeah,
I was so into it then, and I remember, like, it was time for me to go to sleep after that, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't even start part 2 yet.
Oh,
I just ended it right there.
Yeah,
but I knew that I was like, okay, I'm going right back at this tomorrow. But Yeah.
It was good. I
It was
really
good.
enjoyed it. Again, the only thing I think that stopped me from rating it a 5-star was one, the epilogue.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that might have been it because I really enjoyed it. Other than the person that we don't like that we will talk about at the end of
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
Because that was a big cringy moment for me.
Spoiler free right now.
Oh.
Yeah. No, it was really, really good. I mean, like I couldn't put it down.
Yeah.
Like after that part 1 was finished, I really did enjoy it. I feel like if anybody doesn't like if you're currently reading it, just don't read the epilogue.
Yeah.
Just don't ruin the book for yourself. Just end it.
Honestly, I wish I listened to the reviews that said that because a lot of
Yeah.
the reviews said to just don't read the epilogue.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. You're going to literally get to the end and be like, what the F is going on?
Yeah.
And like,
not the good kind.
No. Like, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
It just ruined it.
It did. It honestly did. To me, it felt, you know how you don't write a book like this epic fantasy and then end it with the main character waking up and it was all a dream. Nobody does that because they know that that's going to piss off a lot of readers.
Yeah.
That's what this did. Not exactly. I mean, they didn't wake up thinking that, you know, it was all a dream. I don't mean that, but I'm not literal.
It just
but
pissed us all off.
Yeah.
It just wasn't needed.
Nope. I liked how the name of the book, Never Never, how that came up throughout the novel.
She's so good. I mean, okay, I know that she co-wrote it with Tarryn, but
yeah,
Colleen is so good at doing that.
Yeah.
She
bringing in elements of the book into her book covers.
And like the name.
Yeah.
So like with this one, Never Never, how like they always say never stop, never forget. Like that was so cute.
Yeah. The end of every letter was Never Never, Silas.
Yeah.
Or like that was just awesome.
That's so sweet. I know you just realized this.
I did, because I'm sure you've seen the absolute shock on my face.
So how on Verity by Colleen Hoover on the cover, there's a net and there's a canoe. As anybody who has read Verity, if you haven't come to this realization, go look at the cover.
Yep.
Go see what's there.
It has shattered my heart again.
That's the first thing I noticed.
Yeah.
After I finished it and I looked at the cover again, I was like, that's a net.
Yeah.
That's a canoe. That's some legs right there.
I never put that together.
Yeah. Wow.
Same thing with Ugly Love, like you said, the cover of that one.
With
the water.
Yeah.
I never clued into that.
So anybody who is reading any of Colleen Hoover's books, take note of the cover.
Yeah, just
before you go into the book, just memorize it and be like, okay, I gotta look for these things.
Yeah.
Because you will find it.
Yeah, I forgot all about that with Ugly Love. That was the second Colleen Hoover book I read.
See, and I thought you read It Starts or It Ends With Us first.
No, that was actually my third Colleen Hoover book. Yeah.
What'd you read first?
Reminders of Him was the first one. You bought me those two. Reminders of Him and Ugly Love.
Are you serious?
You did. You bought me the ebooks.
I thought it was only It Ends With Us.
No.
Well, you're welcome.
Thank you. You started a very unhealthy obsession.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was going through the unhealthy obsession as well, so I needed to... I need somebody to join me with that.
That's true. That's true.
But
speaking of It Ends With Us, though, did you... yeah, obviously you've seen it.
Yep.
Did you, the listener, know that they cast Atlas for the TV series?
Yay!
Yeah. We are very pleased, to say the least. So we already know that Blake Lively is playing Lily. Justin Baldoni is playing Ryle, which floored me when he was cast for that, because he is, I mean, he's going to excel at it anyways, but it's just, I'm so afraid. I'm so afraid that he's going to play this role really well.
And like ruin your... Yeah. He just went and got his hair cut for get ready for it.
I've seen that TikTok and how he was like getting emotional, and he was just trying to explain it to his kid that like, I'm just emotional because I'm donating my hair. And I just, oh, what a guy.
Very like Ryle.
Yep. The contrast is something.
So yeah, so who is playing Atlas?
Okay, so it's been announced that Brandon Sklenar is playing Atlas. And I mean, he is just spot on what I would have imagined.
Yeah. Like,
and for anyone who doesn't know who that is, his star-making role was in Yellowstone's prequel series, 1923. So for any of you watching that, you are
keep
familiar.
An eye out. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just perfect for that role.
And I'm glad that they took longer to find Atlas.
Yeah.
Because he's like, that's some bigger shoes to fill.
It's funny how fast Blake Lively, but is Blake Lively,
I mean, yes. And I feel like Atlas's character is so... he's just harder to fill.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, not saying that Lily is, like, not a big character to fill, but, like, I don't know. It's Atlas.
Yeah. He obviously holds a very special place in the readers' hearts.
Oh, I'm so excited to see that.
Yeah.
Okay, back on track. Let's talk about Never Never.
Right. Sorry.
We could talk about It Ends With Us for a very long time, but... So, as I'm reading a featured read, I always just go to my notes app and, like, write down little notes.
I don't do that. I will eventually, but right now I have 2 sticky grabby fingers that keep popping around the sides of my book and my phone, trying to grab it from me. So,
in the form of a 2-year-old.
Yeah, so when she gets a bit older, maybe I can start multitasking like that.
Yep, understood.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for now, I will just annotate for us.
That sounds good.
Yeah. So first off, I hate Avril, the guidance counselor.
Careful with the spoilers.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it right there. That's
come back in a few minutes after the end credits.
Yep,
and we'll explain that a little more.
Which I'm sure if any of you have read it,
oh, you know,
no, stop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyway, I just like in contrast now to me saying that I hate Avril, I loved their Silas and Charlie's like friendship that they had, like, because it was still very much love each time that they as they're trying to remember who they are.
They still like magnets.
They still have that very much connection to each other, and I think that's so sweet.
And the new adult romance and dark romance and stuff like that we're used to is great. I'm not saying it's not.
No,
but nothing quite like the YA romance books, because it just feels so sweet and so innocent and so new and fresh, and
like that lovey-dovey is
just so feel good.
I don't know, I liked the book. I did.
I really did.
It was really good.
I had a really hard time putting it down, and I understand that it's not everybody's cup of tea. I get that if you're going into this thinking it's a Colleen Hoover book, I think you're going to be disappointed.
It's still very much, I still felt her vibes there. Because of the romance that they had.
That's true. And some of the way that she wrote very lovey-dovey sentences.
Yes.
Some of those screamed Colleen.
Yeah, she's still there. And like how she writes her like male characters. I love her male characters. And I know,
he was so like respective of Charlie too. Like he was always thinking about like how she felt or what she was thinking, stuff like that. He was so good to her.
Men written by Colleen. And I know Tarryn also wrote this too. But
we don't know enough about Tarryn's writing, her characters, stuff like that.
I'm just speaking broad here because I just love all of the men that Colleen writes. We even all loved Ryle at one point.
That's true. That's very true.
I'll stop fangirling now. But yeah, overall, I'm between a 3 and a 3.5. Just because of the ending, I cannot get it out of my head.
Yeah, I get that. I understand. I'm still sticking with my 4.
Okay, you do that.
Yeah.
If you want to keep listening, if you've read Never Never, or if you have no intentions of reading it and you want to stick around and listen to us talk about spoilers, stay tuned, listen to the end credits, and we will be back with some spoilers. But if you're going to leave us, thanks for listening.
Until next time.
Until next time.
Toodles.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Is anybody still there? Did anybody stick around?
Hello.
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 So, if you're still here, that means you've either read Never Never, or you just don't care.
Yep.
Or you're here by mistake, so get out. Because we are about to ruin every single part of this book for you.
Mm-hmm. So this was also the book club book of the month.
Mm-hmm.
It was really cool that we managed to
do 2 in 1.
Sync that up, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how many of us actually finished it, but I know there was at least 2 people that said that they didn't like it or didn't finish it.
I want to know at what point.
Yeah.
Did they stop reading it?
Well, one said, unfortunately, I won't be finishing it. It didn't keep my attention like the rest of Colleen Hoover's books. I'm excited to start fresh next month's book. So, again, that boils down, again, to it shouldn't have been marketed so heavily as a Colleen Hoover book.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like you were saying, like, when you see Colleen Hoover, you think romance, lovey-dovey,
yeah,
heartbreaking, heart-shattering, whatever.
Yeah.
Events are going to happen.
I mean, that was still in this book, like Silas and Charlie's relationship, and knowing that, like, their fated love, that no matter what was being thrown at them, they were magnetized. They were constantly coming back together.
Mm-hmm.
But it still had too much of that sci-fi mystery vibe to it that a lot of people were just really put off by it. Yeah, like somebody else right there said, I wasn't a fan. I think if it ended differently, I would have enjoyed it, but it seemed a little far-fetched from the beginning, so it threw me off.
That it was.
Yeah.
I was not expecting it to go the way that it did. I thought drugs were going to be involved.
Yeah. I wasn't thinking that it was going to be some otherworldly fate, whatever. Yeah.
Lost lot, like.
Yeah, it was kind of a shock to the system.
Yeah.
Not so much for somebody that's used to reading, like, sci-fi. I keep bringing up sci-fi, but that's just the vibes that it gave me.
Yeah. And I mean, tarot reading was included in it.
Mm-hmm. That was so bizarre that the card came back blank, and she was just like, I don't have any blank cards in my deck.
Now, see, like, ooh. Yeah, but she knew who Charlie was from the beginning. Mm-hmm. So was that true? That she didn't have any blank cards? Like, what?
I don't know. I don't know if it was true or not.
Like, I'd like to go back now and reread that part. Mm-hmm. And so I can reread the things that she was telling Charlie. Mm-hmm. Like, the way that she was trying to steer her. What? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
How she was saying that the answers or whatever closer.
Okay, well, that's, the answers lay with someone closest to you or something like that. So she was referring to her father. Or that makes sense now.
Yeah, that's true. I was going to say, too, or you could take it even more literal, and she had the answers.
True. I mean, she did.
Yeah.
Or she even meant Silas.
Yeah.
Like, oh my goodness, she was okay. But right off the bat, talking about that, Charlie's father was the shrimp's father.
Yeah.
And the shrimp was the daughter to the tarot reader.
Yeah. Like, what?
My mind was blown.
And then them living in their old house.
Yeah. All of that happening, again, it did seem very far-fetched.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Very far-fetched.
That's the thing. When you put too many things in your novel for shock value, it really starts to cheapen the whole novel.
100%.
Yeah.
But again, it was a really good book.
Yeah.
But it's just...
There were some things that just felt like it's a little too predictable and far-fetched.
Yeah. And that's like when Charlie woke up in a hospital gown. Mm-hmm. For one, that blew my mind. I was like, what is happening? Like, when it was just Silas's point of view for so long, I was like, where's Charlie?
Yeah.
What is going on with her?
Yeah. Yeah, because it was like chapter after chapter was all Silas.
I did not know where that was going to go, though. No. I didn't expect it to be the tarot reader.
No, me neither.
And then for her to call her name Sammy.
I don't
to call
understand
Charlie
that.
Sammy.
If any of you have some speculations, let us know, because I
Please.
am, yeah.
Like, why not just say what her real name was? Because obviously she knew who she was.
Do you think like she was actually keeping her there for her own safety, or do you think that, because I know like it said that she was like sort of getting back at Charlie's father,
Mm-hmm.
but like what do you do when you see a 17-year-old who's clearly lost, has some sort of amnesia?
Yeah.
You're gonna take her home and
Hold her
lock her
hostage.
up in your basement? Like, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how to feel about all of that, because, like, in real life, you're not going to do that.
No.
You got to be a little bit mentally messed up for that to be your first thought process.
Yeah.
Okay? Then to include your daughter.
Yeah. Yeah, that was... Do you think that she let Charlie go?
I feel like, yeah.
Yeah. Because it seemed like she got away pretty easily.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, I can see that, because, like, it even showed scenes in the school of the shrimp, like, looking at her and being, like...
Mm-hmm. Timid or whatever towards her. Yeah. Intimidated.
So, I think, definitely, I feel like... Yeah.
I wonder if she had any sort of relationship with the shrimp after. Because that's her half-sister.
That's her half-sister, yeah. We need more storyline here.
Colleen! Tarryn!
Help! Well, when I finished this book, I literally thought that there was a book 2.
Yeah. I'm so sorry for...
Yeah, you ruined that.
for ruining that on you.
Because at first I was like, you know what? Okay, I'll up my rating. The end of the book doesn't sound so bad now because there's a part 2, so it's going to be further explained. Mm-hmm. But no, it just literally ends, like, so stupid. It could have been written so much better than that. Don't have, like, okay. So the end of the book, the end of the epilogue, obviously Colleen and Tarryn are referring to Charlie and Silas's daughter now going through the same thing that Charlie and Silas went through.
Yeah.
With, like, the amnesia.
I just thought it was so cheesy when she asked about her doing something for her birthday next month.
Yeah.
And then Silas is like, isn't her birthday in like 6 months? And then she's just like, oh, it's happening.
Like, that's so stupid.
Oh, yeah.
Have it as something else.
Yeah.
Have a different question asked or something.
It should have just been a happy epilogue.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have... No.
Leave it as it is.
Like I said about it cheapening the novel.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was just so... Like, I get that it's fiction. I get that. But that's just... It's not... It wasn't done right. No. It just...
No, it doesn't even exist in my memories. It's just gone.
Yeah. Okay, so there was just a couple things that made me, like, right giddy. So I'm just going to read them.
Okay.
So this is from Silas's point of view now. She loved you, Charlie says, and then smiles. I'm not even sure I like you yet. I shake my head with a soft laugh. I don't know myself very well, but I must have been extremely competitive because I just took that as a challenge. Took what as a challenge? You think you can make me like you again? I look over at her and give my hair the slightest shake. No, I'm going to make you fall in love with me again.
Oh.
Like, that's so sweet.
Yeah, it is very sweet. Oh, I like Silas. I think through the whole novel, like, he...
Green flags.
Oh, he was just so respectful and, like really in tune to what Charlie was needing. Oh, it was awesome.
I loved him.
Yeah.
And even, like, while he knew that Charlie was cheating on him, he was still, like, fighting for her.
Yeah.
Right? Like, in that club.
Mm-hmm.
Or in the bar or wherever it was that he punched, like, I can't remember his name now.
No, I can't either.
His dad, right? Like, the guy that Charlie was cheating on him with. Speaking
of the cheating, the guidance counselor.
So obviously I get that Silas was just doing that to, like, I think he was just doing that just to get, it's all related. Like, that was literally the guy that Charlie was cheating on Silas with. That was his sister. Like, the guidance counselor was his sister.
Yeah, it was, so it was some sort of messed up, like, getting back at. Yeah. But, and I understand that they had to make her the guidance counselor so that he could get, like, his schedule or whatever from her. But literally, it could have been just another student that worked in the office that he could have, you know.
Ugh. Even if it was just like a crush.
Yeah.
Okay? Nothing intimate, nothing, or not.
Yeah,
nothing
not
physical.
reciprocated by her.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, because that was, I mean, this is a child.
And she's married.
Yeah, it just gave me the real bad icks.
Yeah, I don't know that, but my jaw dropped.
Yeah.
When she kissed him, I was not expecting that.
I know. The book was dropped at that point. I obviously went back.
Obviously. No, I don't know. But again, these things that we're saying that are bad, I still love the book.
Yeah.
I still rate it I'm in between a 3 and a 3.5. I'm just going to end it with that. That's all I'm saying.
Mine's saying a 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I can see why.
So I already mentioned that this was also the book for the book club. So we do discussion questions at the end of every book. So for Never Never, there was 9 questions, so I won't go through them all. Okay. But just a couple. Like this one. Charlie and Silas both have unique relationships with their siblings. How do you think you would react if you were one of their siblings in this story? So if I came to you, just I don't have a freaking clue who I am. I don't know who you are. I don't know who this just little 2-foot gremlin is that's running around my legs. What's going on? How would you?
Yeah. I wouldn't believe you at first. I'd be like, shut up. You're pulling my leg here. No, but honestly, I think I would just react the same way that Silas's brother did. I really liked him.
Yeah. He was a champ.
He was such a good brother through all of that, even though he was skeptical. He was like, man, why are you fucking with me?
Yeah. Yeah. He was like, right? Okay, I'll play along.
Yeah.
Yes. So then Silas asked him all those questions and stuff, and he was really good with it.
Yeah. At least he still took it seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, definitely. Same sort of thing. I think that you were just, pulling a funny. But I don't know if I would entertain the whole running around. To me, I would think go to the hospital. It's some sort of amnesia. You hit your head or something.
See, that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
That's more realistic. Especially for them to not even involve the police.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
to me, that's what makes it so far-fetched for me. I think.
They were so secretive with all of it.
Tell your mom.
Yeah. And I get that.
No, not necessarily Charlie's mom, because she was
an alcoholic. Yeah. And not trustworthy. But Silas obviously knew that he had a good relationship with his mom. He felt that, he knew, he was aware.
Yeah.
He could pick up on clues that he was close with his mom. She'd be the first person that I'd tell.
Yeah.
I don't know. At least tell somebody.
Yeah.
I get that they finally told their siblings, at the end of the book. But, jeez.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I really did like how Silas's brother reacted to it.
Yeah, he handled it really good. And, I mean, Charlie's sister was younger.
Yeah. And obviously dealing with the trauma of their family, breaking apart, and her mom. They both had a really crap time. Oh, interesting. Okay. So Charlie and Silas have been best friends since before they could walk. If they had never lost their memories, how do you think their relationship would have evolved? They were obviously on a big downward spiral.
They wouldn't have lasted.
No.
They were in the process of breaking up.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe once they grew apart and they both went through their own life experiences, because they were both only 17. Once they maybe got into their 20s, I think they would have came back together. Because they obviously had such a really big connection before Charlie's life turned around. Because that's all that did it.
Yeah. Like Lily and Atlas.
Exactly. Exactly like Lily and Atlas.
Interesting.
Very interesting. I like that. No, I feel like...
You know what? This book would have been, pretty deadly if
Pretty
if
deadly.
Colleen wrote it in her own normal way.
Yeah, I agree. I want to know exactly how much Tarryn had to, like, what parts
Yeah.
were from Tarryn's mind.
Interesting.
I also want to know which chapters she wrote. Because,
Yeah.
like you said, last episode, they went back and forth,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Which, like, I couldn't tell the difference, but I
No.
want to know now so I can go pick it apart.
We need to read more of Tarryn's.
Yep.
Yeah.
We might even be able to tell then after reading hers.
And maybe they do just have very similar writing style. I don't think I'm going to read out any more of the questions here because they're kind of lengthy and involve a lot of
brain power.
Which, we don't have a whole lot of that.
Well, I think that concludes our spoiler build discussion.
Well, thanks for listening.
And make sure you keep an eye out on our Instagram for our May's featured read. We're going to post that tomorrow.
Yep.
And if you don't follow us, give us a follow. At My Sister's TBR.
No spaces, no underscores.
Ah, dear. But yeah. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.